For American car makers, Chinese competition in the global EV market is a growing concern, and Chinese electric vehicles in the US, that's their worst nightmare.
Donald Trump just shook the automotive world to its core, and the target of his latest takedown? Ford, an American icon that's now at the center of a massive controversy. Forget business as usual. This isn't just a speech. Trump's bold statements could change the truck market, the economy, and even the future of American manufacturing as we know it. So what did he say, and why is Ford scrambling to respond? Buckle up, because this is the story everyone's talking about. Ford's electric vehicle gamble. Ford, once a symbol of American innovation and industrial might, now finds itself embroiled in a whirlwind of controversy and financial turmoil. With Donald Trump taking a sledgehammer to the electric vehicle mandate, Ford's billion-dollar EV ambitions face an uncertain future. Could this be the turning point that reshapes the legacy of this automotive titan? Ford's foray into the EV market has been nothing short of tumultuous. Its Model E division reported losses exceeding $1 billion in the first quarter alone, a stark indicator of the company's struggles. For every EV it sold, Ford lost over $100,000. These numbers paint a grim picture, especially when contrasted with competitors like General Motors, which is already finding profitability in its North American EV business. Ford's massive investments, coupled with lackluster returns, raise a pressing question. Has Ford overestimated the demand for EVs, or is the market simply not ready for the revolution it promised?
Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care.
Trump's bold opposition. President Donald Trump's relentless attacks on Ford have only added fuel to the fire. At a rally earlier this year, Trump declared his intention to abolish the EV mandate, calling it an unnecessary burden on American automakers. His words were as biting as they were decisive. Ford is bleeding cash because of bad decisions. We need to let the free market decide, not bureaucrats in Washington. For a company already grappling with financial strain, Trump's rhetoric couldn't have come at a worse time. But Trump's opposition isn't just about the mandate, it's a direct challenge to Ford's strategic vision. By focusing heavily on EVs, Ford has tied its fate to a market that is still maturing. Critics argue that Ford should have prioritized its traditional combustion engine business, which remains a strong profit driver. Trump's comments have resonated with a significant portion of the public, who view the EV mandate as an overreach. Could this growing sentiment against EVs jeopardize Ford's plans further? Can Ford keep up? As Ford battles its internal struggles, competitors are surging ahead. General Motors recently announced its North American EV division was expected to turn profitable within the year. Meanwhile, Stellantis achieved profitability in its European EV operations last year. These milestones highlight the stark contrast between Ford and its rivals. Ford's woes are compounded by the rapid rise of Chinese automakers, which are flooding the market with high-quality, affordable EVs. With significant government subsidies backing them, Chinese manufacturers have gained a competitive edge that Ford cannot easily counter. Industry analysts warn that these new entrants could further erode Ford's market share, especially in price-sensitive segments. Adding to Ford's challenges is a surprising alliance among Japanese automakers. Honda, Nissan, and Mitsubishi have joined forces to develop next-generation EVs equipped with advanced software and competitive pricing. Their collaborative approach stands in stark contrast to Ford's solo strategy, raising concerns about whether Ford can remain competitive in the face of such unified efforts. Ford's recurring failures. Ford's quality control issues have only deepened its crisis. The company has faced mounting recalls, with problems ranging from faulty transmissions to engine overheating in its popular EcoBoost models. These recurring mishaps have eroded consumer trust, a critical asset in an industry where reliability reigns supreme. CFO John Lawler has acknowledged the financial burden of these quality issues, noting that warranty-related costs for vehicles manufactured in 2021 and earlier remain a significant drain on resources. For a company of Ford's scale, these setbacks are more than just financial. They threaten to tarnish the brand's reputation permanently. Despite these challenges, Ford is doubling down on its EV ambitions.
We're announcing one of the largest transformations in the global automotive business.
This month, Ford posted a dismal quarterly.
CEO Jim Farley insists that the company is refining its strategy to make EVs profitable sooner rather than later. However, with Ford stock sliding by 20% following disappointing second quarter results, investors are skeptical. Can Ford convince them that it has a viable path forward, or will it continue to bleed market confidence? The political and economic crossfire. The intersection of politics and economics has created a perfect storm for Ford. Trump's criticisms have emboldened skeptics of the EV mandate, while economic pressures like rising interest rates and inflation have dampened consumer enthusiasm for big-ticket purchases. These factors have left automakers, including Ford, scrambling to reassess their strategies. Ford's decision to invest heavily in EVs, $50 billion through 2026, now seems precarious. While government incentives like federal tax credits of up to $7,500 aim to boost EV adoption, they have not translated into the expected sales figures. With EVs sitting on dealership lots for an average of 92 days, nearly double the industry standard, the market appears to be cooling faster than anyone anticipated. The tension between government policies and market realities has left Ford in a precarious position. Should the company continue to push its EV agenda, or should it pivot back to its core business of combustion engine vehicles? For a brand synonymous with American ingenuity, the stakes couldn't be higher. Ford's financial woes. Ford's decision to bet big on electric vehicles has placed the company in a financial quagmire that deepens with every passing quarter. The Model E division, a key pillar of Ford's EV strategy, is projected to lose over $5 billion by the end of the year. This staggering figure underscores the weight of the gamble Ford has taken in its pursuit of EV dominance. Unlike traditional vehicle manufacturing, the EV sector requires enormous investments in research and development. Ford has poured billions into developing cutting-edge technologies, from advanced battery systems to electric powertrains. These investments were meant to future-proof the company against a rapidly evolving automotive landscape, but they have turned into a financial black hole. Despite efforts to streamline production, reduce costs, and make EVs more affordable, Ford continues to bleed money. The financial woes go beyond the cars themselves. Ford's R&D spending has skyrocketed, but returns remain a distant dream. CFO John Lawler admitted that while some strides have been made in cutting production costs, such as reducing the Mustang Mach-E's cost by $5,000, the overall profitability of the Model E line remains a steep uphill battle. Ford is playing a dangerous waiting game, banking on a long-term payoff that may never materialize if market conditions don't improve. A strategic threat or a political show. Adding to Ford's woes is the incendiary rhetoric of President Donald Trump. Known for his polarizing opinions, Trump has targeted Ford directly, framing its EV strategy as a failure of leadership and a capitulation to government overreach. At a rally earlier this year, Trump declared, "Ford has lost its way. Instead of focusing on what made it great, reliable, affordable cars, it's chasing an electric pipe dream that's dragging the industry down." Trump's statements resonate with a segment of the population that views EV mandates as an unnecessary imposition. Many Americans feel alienated by the push toward EVs, citing concerns about affordability, limited charging infrastructure, and the practical challenges of transitioning away from traditional combustion engines. For these consumers, Trump's critique hits home, portraying Ford as a company out of touch with the everyday needs of its buyers. Trump's attacks also extend to the broader issue of government intervention in the automotive industry. He has criticized the Biden administration's policies, including generous EV subsidies, as distorting the free market. By tying Ford's struggles to these policies, Trump has turned the company into a symbol of what he sees as misguided governance. However, not everyone agrees with Trump's take. Industry experts argue that Ford's challenges stem more from execution than policy. In a recent interview, renowned economist Paul Krugman noted, "Ford's losses aren't just about EVs or mandates. They're about mismanagement. The company overestimated demand and underdelivered on quality." Trump's rhetoric oversimplifies a complex issue.
The most beautiful word in the dictionary is...
American companies are planning to shift their production out of China after President-elect Donald Trump.
It's official. Donald Trump has been elected president of the...
Lessons Ford must learn. While Ford wrestles with its internal struggles, competitors are thriving. Tesla, the undisputed leader in the EV market, continues to set the standard for profitability and innovation. Unlike Ford, Tesla has successfully aligned its production processes with market demand, creating a loyal customer base willing to pay a premium for its products. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk has not held back in his critique of Ford. Speaking at a recent event, Musk remarked, "The problem isn't the technology, it's the vision. Ford is too focused on catching up with mandates and subsidies instead of focusing on what consumers actually want. That's not how you win." Meanwhile, Chinese automakers are rapidly gaining ground, offering affordable, high-quality EVs that are increasingly attractive to global consumers. Backed by aggressive government subsidies, these companies have flooded the market with competitive models that undercut Ford on price without sacrificing performance. This influx of Chinese EVs poses a direct threat to Ford's market share, particularly in segments where affordability is key. The situation becomes even more daunting when considering the strategic alliance among Japanese automakers Honda, Nissan, and Mitsubishi. By pooling resources, these companies have reduced costs and accelerated the development of advanced EV technologies. Their collaborative approach has given them a significant edge over Ford, which has opted to go it alone. Industry analysts have been quick to point out the risks of Ford's solo strategy. Without the benefits of shared R&D and production costs, Ford faces an uphill battle to remain competitive. This has raised critical questions about the company's ability to adapt to an increasingly collaborative and cost-conscious market. Ford's reputation crisis. Ford's struggles are not limited to financial losses or competitive pressures. The company is also grappling with a severe reputation crisis, fueled by recurring quality control issues. Over the past decade, Ford has faced numerous high-profile recalls, ranging from defective powershift transmissions to overheating EcoBoost engines. These problems have not only drained the company's finances, but also eroded consumer trust, a crucial asset in a highly competitive industry. The recall saga has been particularly damaging to Ford's image. Consumers who once viewed the brand as a symbol of reliability and innovation now see it as plagued by persistent quality issues. This erosion of trust has had a ripple effect, making it harder for Ford to convince buyers to invest in its new EV lineup. Adding to the controversy, consumer advocate Erin Brockovich recently criticized Ford's handling of its quality problems. In a scathing op-ed, she wrote, "When a company fails to address recurring defects and leaves its customers footing the bill, it's more than a technical issue, it's a betrayal of trust." Ford's leadership has acknowledged the severity of the problem. CEO Jim Farley has outlined a plan to improve quality control, reduce warranty costs, and enhance customer satisfaction. However, these promises ring hollow to many who feel the damage has already been done. The EV market in particular presents new challenges for Ford's quality control efforts. Unlike traditional combustion vehicles, EVs come with unique technological complexities that require meticulous attention to detail. Any misstep in this area could further undermine Ford's credibility at a time when it can least afford to lose ground. Despite these challenges, Ford remains committed to its EV strategy. The company has announced plans to launch a more affordable EV lineup by 2026, targeting a price point of $25,000. This move is aimed at making EVs accessible to a broader audience, but it also raises questions about whether Ford can deliver on its promises without compromising quality.
Behind me, John Deere tractors. I know a lot about John Deere. I love the company, but as you know, they've announced a few days ago that they're going to move a lot of their manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now.
Ford's quality control dilemma. Ford's reputation as an industry leader has been severely tested over the past decade due to recurring quality control failures that have drained its finances and tarnished its image. From transmission issues in its Ford Focus and Fiesta models to overheating engines in the EcoBoost lineup, the automaker has found itself at the center of numerous controversies. These problems have led to costly recalls and legal challenges, with angry customers voicing their frustrations and demanding accountability. One of Ford's most notorious missteps was the PowerShift dual-clutch transmission debacle. Introduced with promises of smoother performance and better fuel efficiency, the transmission quickly became a nightmare for consumers, plagued by shuddering, slipping, and unpredictable shifting. What should have been an innovation instead turned into a liability, sparking class action lawsuits and massive warranty claims. Ford's delayed response only exacerbated the issue, leaving customers feeling abandoned and betrayed. The situation worsened with the EcoBoost engine problems. Reports of overheating engines, some of which resulted in fires, prompted Ford to issue a series of costly recalls. These incidents not only hurt Ford's finances, but also eroded trust in its engineering capabilities. Today, as the company pushes forward with its electric vehicle lineup, lingering doubts about its ability to maintain quality could undermine its efforts to win over skeptical consumers. Is Ford prepared to tackle these challenges head-on, or will its past mistakes haunt its future? The stakes have never been higher, especially as competitors raise the bar for reliability and customer satisfaction in the EV market. A gamble or a visionary move? Ford's commitment to EVs has been both a bold move and a risky gamble. With billions of dollars invested in developing electric models, the company has positioned itself as a key player in the transition to greener transportation. However, this ambitious strategy has come with significant financial and operational challenges. Ford's EV journey has been marred by high production costs, supply chain disruptions, and lukewarm market demand. The Model E division, which oversees Ford's EV operations, has reported staggering losses, raising questions about the viability of its long-term strategy. Even as government incentives like federal tax credits aim to boost EV adoption, Ford has struggled to deliver models that are both affordable and appealing to consumers. Adding to the complexity is the competitive landscape. Tesla's dominance in the EV sector remains unchallenged, with the company continuing to set benchmarks for performance, innovation, and profitability. Meanwhile, Chinese automakers have flooded the market with affordable alternatives backed by substantial government subsidies. This influx of competition has made it increasingly difficult for Ford to carve out a niche, especially in price-sensitive segments. Despite these hurdles, Ford has made a significant push to develop a more affordable EV lineup. By 2026, the company plans to launch models priced around $25,000, a critical threshold for mass-market appeal. This strategy, if executed successfully, could position Ford as a leader in making EVs accessible to the average consumer. However, questions remain about whether Ford can balance affordability with the quality and innovation that consumers expect. Can Ford's EV vision deliver on its promises, or is the company betting too much on a future that remains uncertain? The answer could determine its place in an industry undergoing rapid transformation. Ford caught in the crossfire. Ford's challenges are not confined to market forces and internal missteps. They also stem from the broader geopolitical landscape. The rise of Chinese automakers, backed by aggressive government support, has created a new wave of competition that threatens to upend the global automotive industry. These companies are not just competing on price, they are also setting new standards for quality and innovation, forcing traditional automakers like Ford to reevaluate their strategies. The Chinese government's role in subsidizing its domestic EV industry has given its automakers an unparalleled advantage. With lower production costs and streamlined supply chains, Chinese brands have flooded international markets with affordable models that appeal to a wide range of consumers. Ford, by contrast, faces higher costs and limited pricing flexibility, making it difficult to compete on equal footing. In response to this growing threat, the US government has considered imposing tariffs on Chinese EV imports, similar to measures already taken by Europe. However, these protections may not be enough to level the playing field. Chinese automakers have begun setting up production facilities in Mexico, a move that could allow them to bypass tariffs and maintain their competitive edge in North America. Complicating matters further is the emergence of a Japanese alliance aimed at countering both Tesla and Chinese automakers. Honda, Nissan, and Mitsubishi have joined forces to develop advanced EV technologies and shared production platforms. This collaborative approach has enabled them to reduce costs and accelerate innovation, posing yet another challenge for Ford. Can Ford navigate this complex geopolitical chessboard, or will it be outmaneuvered by rivals with more resources and strategic alliances? The answer will have far-reaching implications for its future. A turning point in Ford's EV strategy. At the heart of Ford's electric vehicle crisis lies an undeniable truth. Consumer preferences have yet to align with the company's vision. While Ford has poured billions into its Model E division, the average buyer remains unconvinced about EVs. Affordability, convenience, and practicality continue to dominate purchasing decisions, and Ford's EV lineup has struggled to meet these demands. Ford faces an uphill battle convincing consumers to embrace electric vehicles, especially given the challenges of cost and infrastructure. The average EV costs significantly more than a traditional combustion engine vehicle, even with government incentives factored in. For instance, Ford's Mustang Mach-E starts at over $45,000, far above what most middle-class buyers are willing to spend. Sticker shock alone has been a major deterrent, with many consumers opting for cheaper gasoline-powered alternatives. Charging infrastructure is another persistent issue. While urban centers have seen an uptick in charging stations, rural and suburban areas remain underserved. A survey conducted by the University of Chicago found that 77% of respondents cited limited charging options as a key reason for not purchasing an EV. Ford has been slow to address this concern, further alienating potential buyers. In an effort to reverse this trend, Ford has announced plans to develop a lower-cost EV platform, aiming for a starting price of $25,000 by 2026. While this is a step in the right direction, it raises questions about whether Ford can maintain quality and profitability at such a low price point. The next few years will be critical in determining whether the company can adapt to shifting consumer preferences or continue losing ground to competitors who are more in tune with market demands.
The more likely it is that the company will come into the United States and build a factory in the United States so it doesn't have.
Environmental promises versus practical realities. One of the primary drivers of Ford's EV strategy has been the push for environmental sustainability. The company has positioned itself as a leader in the transition away from fossil fuels, investing heavily in technologies designed to reduce carbon emissions. However, the environmental benefits of EVs are not as clear-cut as they may seem, and this ambiguity has fueled skepticism among consumers and critics alike. Producing EVs, particularly their batteries, is an energy-intensive process with significant environmental costs. Studies have shown that manufacturing a single EV battery can emit up to 30,000 pounds of carbon dioxide. While EVs produce fewer emissions during their lifetimes compared to gasoline-powered vehicles, the initial environmental impact of production raises valid questions about their overall sustainability. Moreover, the source of electricity used to charge EVs plays a significant role in determining their carbon footprint. In regions where coal or natural gas dominates the energy grid, the environmental benefits of EVs are diminished. Critics have pointed to this reliance on non-renewable energy sources as a major flaw in the broader EV narrative, one that Ford and other automakers have yet to fully address. Ford's environmental promises also come at a time when the company is struggling to manage its traditional vehicle business. The Ford Pro division, which oversees commercial and fleet vehicles, remains a major profit driver but risks being overshadowed by the company's focus on EVs. This balancing act has led some analysts to question whether Ford is spreading itself too thin in its pursuit of sustainability. Is Ford's commitment to the environment a genuine effort to combat climate change, or is it a calculated move to capitalize on the growing demand for green technologies? The answer may depend on whether the company can back its promises with tangible results, both financially and environmentally. Will Ford weather the storm? As Ford navigates this perfect storm of financial losses, competitive pressures, and consumer skepticism, the road ahead is fraught with uncertainty. The company's ability to survive and thrive will depend on its willingness to confront hard truths and make bold decisions. One critical area of focus must be profitability. Ford's Model E division cannot continue bleeding billions without jeopardizing the company's overall stability. This will require a fundamental reevaluation of its EV strategy, including cost-cutting measures and a renewed emphasis on efficiency. CEO Jim Farley has outlined plans to streamline production and reduce expenses, but the effectiveness of these initiatives remains to be seen. Another key challenge lies in regaining consumer trust. Ford's reputation has taken a hit from years of quality control issues and disappointing product launches. Addressing these problems will require more than just improved engineering. It will demand a cultural shift within the company, one that prioritizes transparency, accountability, and customer satisfaction. Finally, Ford must navigate a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. The rise of Chinese automakers and the strategic alliances formed by Japanese competitors represent existential threats to Ford's position in the global market. The company will need to forge new partnerships and explore innovative approaches to remain competitive in this increasingly crowded field. The stakes for Ford have never been higher. As the company grapples with the challenges of a rapidly evolving industry, its legacy hangs in the balance. Will Ford rise to the occasion and reclaim its status as an American icon, or will it become a cautionary tale of ambition gone awry? The next few years will be critical in shaping the answer. The clash between Ford and Trump isn't just a corporate squabble, it's a defining moment for the future of American innovation and industry. Will Ford overcome its financial woes and consumer skepticism to lead the EV revolution? Or will Trump's critique push the company into a corner it can't escape? As the stakes grow higher and the drama intensifies, one thing is clear: the road ahead for Ford is anything but smooth. Don't forget to hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world. Stay tuned.